shakalaka, Bitcoin and the entire cryptocurrency market cap up 3% today and likely to go higher. Today's episode, we're going to take a look at some very interesting charts and discuss a profit-taking strategy you definitely want to hear. Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video, we're taking a look at some interesting Bitcoin charts and a profit-taking strategy you definitely want to hear. Before we get into it, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell. Also, come join us over on Twitter for one of these shirts. Now, today, the entire market up 3%. Bitcoin at 43,717, Ethereum at 33.42, BNB at 42, Solana 149, Cardano 129, XRP 79 cents, and Terra Luna $80. Now, if we take a look at these charts, the rational root here saying, hey, we bounced, this cycle is not over. If we take a look at the Bitcoin bull market volatility comparison, we can see over the different cycles, we had bounces that happened, and we can take a look down here at the drawdowns from all-time high, tends to bounce at about negative 36% for the last time before the big takeoff, which happened here in 2011, here in 2013, here in 2017, even though it was back a little bit further, and also looks like it could be happening again in 2021. As a matter of fact, the hodling to spent profit ratio taking a little bit longer in every cycle, which is further validating this right here. As we can see, this hodling to spent profit ratio took 1.2 years in the first cycle, 2.5 years in the second cycle, and it looks like it's taking about 2.8 years in this cycle, because it appears like we could have just had the buying opportunity of a lifetime with Bitcoin entering the buy zone and dormancy flow, with entity adjusted dormancy flow being the lowest it ever is, similar to the bottom back here in 2011, the bottom here in 2015, the bottom here in 2019, and then the COVID bottom in 2020, and also buying at $30,000. Had you have bought in the low 40s and still potentially a good buying opportunity, could be the buying opportunity of a lifetime. This has only happened 5 times in Bitcoin's history. And if we take a look at cbbi.info, only 47% confidence we're at the peak. If we take a look at it, still in the green. If you take a look, green is historically great buying places for Bitcoin and for cryptocurrencies as well, because we have traders like Trading Shot saying why $150,000 to $200,000 may be next. He takes a look here, what happened back in 2020, where we had a bit of a top right here and then a drop, and we can see a sideways megaphone on the RSI down here, and then we came back up, bounced off the half fib before it went up to the 2 fib top for 555% gains. Now, if we have the same thing again, a little bit of a top here at $70,000, we had the buying opportunities bouncing off of 0.5 fib, and again we have this sideways megaphone in the RSI. Well, potentially could lead up to the 2 fib, which is about $200,000, up maybe even 555% to $223,000 per Bitcoin. Can you imagine what that will do for Bitcoin and altcoins out there? Not only that chart, but this chart right here from Year of the Bull, kind of comparing this phase with previous phases, saying how we haven't even reached the mania phase, the blow-off phase yet. So if we see here, we have when Bitcoin goes above the 5x 2-year MA, guess what? We have greed and mania phase. And then the blow-off phase, price comes back down to below the 2-year MA. So we had this happen in the first cycle. We had this happen in the second cycle, where it got above the 2-year 5 times MA, and then it came back down below to despair. Well, guess what? We touched the top there, but it didn't actually happen, because this was, according to him, a bear trap before the mania phase, before media attention, before the blow-off phase that could lead Bitcoin into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, that being said, me personally, there are a couple areas that I'm looking at, because I think that Bitcoin has basically been trading in this teal-colored rectangle for the past year, which is roughly $40,000 plus or minus a few $1,000. And it's just been going sideways. But 2 levels for me that are critical is 1, this white line down here, $30,000, and 2, this dotted green line up here, $53,000. And you can see that Bitcoin has spent most of its time between those 2 areas. Why are those important? Well, because if it breaks below 30, that's bearish. If it breaks above 53, that's bullish. Right now, we're still going sideways. But here's the potential for what could happen, because you have to remember, we recently had two tops right about $70,000. We got wicked off once, we got wicked off again, okay? Just call me Jack, because we got wicked off. Well, anyways, with that happening, it makes me think that, well, it happened twice already. Could likely happen a third time. And then there's also the counter to that argument. Well, if it happened 2 times already, everybody's going to expect it the third time, and then it's not going to happen. So here's what's got me thinking. This area between the green and the red line here. This red line is roughly what I would say would be, a take profit area if you're going to be taking some profits on the way up. Because we could have wick off round 3 before we have a triple top, which could be even worse than a double top. So that's a possibility. But we could also have just blow off top. We could have mass adoption. We could have things going crazy into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. So this is my thought. Maybe I'm going to do it. I am starting to think about it right now. And it is something where maybe if you haven't saved up money for paying taxes yet, or maybe if you haven't taken any profit yet and you're just letting it all ride, well, you might want to consider taking some profit in this area. Because here's the thing. If Bitcoin passes $53,000, it's going to be bullish. Everybody's going to be bullish. I mean, you can see how the sentiment changed over the past 2 days just with it bouncing at $40,000. If it gets above 53, everybody's going to be bullish for $100,000. But this could still be manipulation round 3. As a matter of fact, if we take just this bar pattern from down here at $30,000 to the top here at $70,000, we just overlay it at the bottom here at 40, well, guess what? Look what it does. It goes all the way up to the top, the previous trend line, and then it comes all the way back down to this area that I say is the bullish $53,000 before it takes off. And while it may take off there, it may also not. So my thinking is, if you're going to take some profits, and remember, you do have to pay the tax man, and remember, you do also have to make some money from being in cryptocurrency and dealing with all this hard I have to deal with, well, don't wait till $65,000 or $70,000. You may want to do it before everybody else, because look at all of this difficulty we'll be having right here. Look at this. It was resistance here. It was resistance here. It was resistance here. It was also a lot of trading right down here in this $60,000 area. So there's going to be a lot of money trading hands at $60,000. Going to be hard to break there. Possibly even harder to break the $70,000 mental barrier before we take off. So that being said, $60,000, you might want to consider posting a little memo for yourself that if it reaches 60,000, might just want to take some profits. Why not? I mean, sure, it could go up to $120,000 and you'll be like, damn, I could have had twice as much money. But it might also triple top and then go back down to 20. So you just have to think about these things. This was just me saying, hey, this is something to keep an eye out for. We could be heading here, but we might get wicked off once again. And, don't want to get caught with your pants down. So thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy it, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell, and I'll catch you later. Peace.